Flat fee brokerages promise to save you thousands when you sell. Just pay a flat fee, get your home on the MLS, and boom, you're off to the races. Which sounds pretty good, right? Well, here in Georgia, whether it's Lake Oconee, a farm track in Greene County, or a home in town, the truth is it's really not that simple. I'm Ethan Harkins, a farmer and realtor. My family's farmed this ground for 8 generations, and I've seen firsthand how much the way you list can impact your bottom line. Today, I'm going to be breaking down the pros and cons of flat fee versus traditional agents, and which one actually puts more money in your pocket. So let's start with flat fee brokerages, because that's where all the buzz is right now. Here's the pitch. You pay anywhere from $500 to maybe even $1,500 up front, and your home gets listed on the MLS, which is a big promise. And technically, it works. Your property shows up online, buyers can find it, and your phone starts ringing. But here's the part that a lot of people don't think about. Once your home is on the MLS, you're on your own. That means you handle the photos, you write the description, you schedule the showings, and you negotiate with buyers and their agents. Now, there are some clear pros to this. Number one is cheaper up front. If you're comfortable handling details yourself, it can be a budget-friendly way to get exposure. Number two, you have complete control. You call the shots, you set your schedule, you choose your words. But the cons are where things get tricky. Most sellers don't realize how much strategy goes into pricing a property right from the start. If you're too high, buyers pass you by and your listing goes stale. If you're too low, you leave serious money on the table. And trust me, I've seen both happen plenty of times. Then there's negotiation. Buyers have agents working to get them the best deal possible. If you don't have someone in your corner balancing that out, it's easy to give up thousands without even realizing it. And let's not forget contracts, deadlines, and legal protections. In a flat fee setup, you're the one responsible for making sure inspections, financing, contingencies, and closing timelines all stay on track. If you miss one step, you could find yourself back at square one. Flat fee gets you exposure, but not strategy. Now, let's look at traditional agents. Yes, there's a higher commission, and that's what people focus on. But here's what you're really paying for. First, pricing strategy. A good agent studies the comps, understands buyer psychology, and knows how to position your property so it attracts real interest. Around Lake Oconee, that might mean adjusting for shoreline type or dock potential. On farmland, it might mean soil quality or road frontage. These aren't things an algorithm can figure out. Second, you get presentation, staging advice, professional photos, drone footage, video tours. These are tools we use to showcase your home or land in the best light. Buyers shop with their eyes first, and presentation makes all the difference. Third, you get marketing reach. Yes, the MLS is important, but I also push listings out to my database, social media channels, and local networks. Around here, word of mouth still matters. Sometimes your neighbor's cousin ends up being the buyer, and that only happens when your agent has deep local roots. And finally, you get negotiation and management. Offers come in, and they can get complicated fast. Inspection repairs, appraisal issues, financing terms, closing timelines. My job is to fight for your bottom line while keeping the deal on track. I'll give you a quick example. A seller I worked with recently had 2 offers on a property. On paper, one looked stronger. But after I dug into financing terms and the inspection contingencies, the other offer turned out to be safer. And we ended up netting the seller an extra $5,000 by choosing it. Without guidance, they might have picked the wrong one. An agent doesn't just list your home. They position it to win. Now, let's talk dollars and cents, because at the end of the day, that's what most sellers care about. Say your home is worth $400,000. With a flat fee brokerage, you might pay $1,000 up front. Sounds like a great deal, right? But here is where the math can bite you. If you overprice and sit, or underprice and sell too fast, you could easily miss the mark by 5%, which, by the way, is a $20,000 swing. Way more than you saved in commission. With a traditional agent, yes, the commission might be 5 or 6%. On a $400,000 sale, that's $20,000 to $24,000. But if the right strategy, marketing, and negotiation bring in even 3 to 5% more on your sale, you've covered that commission and you've likely netted more than you would have with flat fee. The other factor is time. A well-marketed listing priced right often sells faster, which means you're not paying extra months of mortgage, utilities, taxes, or upkeep. Sometimes the hidden cost of waiting outweighs the commission savings. Here's how I explain it to clients. Saving 2% on commission isn't a win if you lose 10% on the sales price. Net proceeds matter more than headline commission. Saving 2% isn't a win if you leave 10% on the table. When does flat fee make sense? And when does a traditional agent make more sense? Flat fee can work for experienced investors who buy and sell regularly and don't need hand-holding. Sellers in cookie-cutter neighborhoods where every house is nearly identical, so pricing is pretty straightforward. People who don't mind handling showings, negotiations, and paperwork themselves. But for most sellers in our Georgia markets, a traditional agent is the safer and more profitable route. Lake homes are not cookie-cutter. Neither are farm tracts or land with unique soil, timber, or access features. Even in-town homes here have quirks that a generic MLS listing does not explain. Most of my clients want peace of mind. They want someone in their corner who knows the land, knows the people, and knows how to keep a deal moving smoothly. That's what traditional representation provides. Flat fee works if you're experienced. Most sellers want a pro in their corner. So here's the bottom line. Flat fee brokerages can be the right fit for a small group of sellers. But the majority of folks here around Lake Oconee and across our counties, a traditional agent delivers more value, less stress, and often more money in your pocket when it's all said and done. If you're thinking about selling, whether it's a lake home or farmland or an in-town property, give me a call at 706-817-2905 or visit EthanHarkinsRealEstate.com. I'll shoot you straight and handle the heavy lifting so you can focus on what comes next.